Hi everyone, I'm back. It's Mrs. Mendoza again, and it's now time for a read aloud. I wanted to look again at our theme. We are talking about animals for the next 4 weeks, and for this week, we're going to talk about farm animals. So today, our first read aloud for this theme is all about farm animals. I have the big book with me, okay? But before I read the story to you, or this text, because this is not a story, it's an informational text. Everyone say informational text. That big word, you heard it from Mrs. Mendoza before, and we said that if it's an informational text, then the things we're going to read from this book are all about facts about farm animals, okay? When we say facts, those are information that everybody should know about farm animals. Are you ready? Okay, get ready. Everyone get ready with your listening body. Sit on your carpet or sit on your floor. You can also sit on your bed if you want. Okay, listening body's now ready. Not only your eyes are looking at Mrs. Mendoza, you have watching eyes. Your eyes are listening when you're looking at me. Your ears are open when you're listening to me, and your lips are locked. Now, I might have questions when I read the story, but I can't hear your answers. So just say your answer to your mommy or daddy or whoever is watching with you, okay? And then our legs are also listening. The whole body listening. Legs sitting properly maybe or crisscrossed. Okay, get ready now. I see that everyone is ready. Okay, let's read this big book called Farm Animals. It says, Life on the Farm. Farm Animals. This is the cover of the book. I just wanted to remember. And this is the back cover. Again, front cover where you have the title. Back cover. And what do you call that part of the book that holds the pages together? You're right, it's called the spine. The spine holds the pages of the book together. So let's read now. Life on the farm, farm animals. Oops, I forgot. What do you see on the cover of the book? You're right, that's a cow, and that's the baby cow. This could be the mommy cow, and this is the baby cow. The baby cow is called a calf, right? And where could they be? If the title of the book says farm animals, where could these cows be? Yes, they might be at the farm. Here's a title page with a different picture of a farm animal. The author of the book is Ms. Lynn Stone. And it doesn't say here if there's an illustrator, but because we're going to see real pictures, someone took pictures. And so the person is called a photographer. There is no illustrator, but we have a photographer today, okay? The photographer took real pictures of these animals. Before we do our book reading, you will do your picture walk first. So when you do your picture walk, you will be the one to tell Mrs. Mendoza and your family about the picture. I'm going to read the text later, but I want you to look at the pictures first. Tell us what you see. Ooh, what could that be? It looks different from the one on here. Different color, but they look alike. Again, we're just doing our picture walk. Ooh, what could that be? I know you know this one. I know what this animal, what sound this animal makes. Meh, meh. What could that be? Ooh, there's another farm animal that looks like this, but a different color. What could it be? There's a mommy cow and the baby cow. Inseparable, right? They're always together. Here's another type. Again, a mommy and a baby. Or it could be the daddy. What do you see here? Wow, that's a gorgeous farm animal. We rarely see this one, right? What could that be? I know you know the name of this farm animal, but this farm animal here has another name in this book, and we're going to find out later when I read. And what could that be? Bah, bah. Again, another mommy and a baby. I'm sure this is the mommy because the baby is getting milk from the mommy. And what do you see here? Now, this farm animal is huge and it's very famous during Thanksgiving. It says gobble gobble. And another farm animal. What is that? And what is that? This one makes a very famous sound in the morning to wake up everybody at the farm. And what are these? We've seen this at the playground, remember? And that's the end. So we just did our picture walk. Now Mrs. Mendoza is ready to read the story or this informational text for you. I always forget. It's an informational text. It's not a storybook, okay? Life on the farm, farm animals. Farm animals. Farm animals. Many North American farmers raise animals. Farmers raise animals for meat, milk, eggs, and wool. Farmers sell these products to earn a living. Beef cattle, sheep, hogs, and chickens supply most of these products. So farmers raise animals to earn a living. What does that mean? They take care of those animals and then they sell those animals, or they get meat from them and then they earn money by selling it. Long ago, American farmers used some kinds of farm animals to do farm work. Working farm animals are not often used now. Machinery and equipment have taken their place in working the fields. So before, farm animals are used for working. They maybe pull some wagons and then they help the farmers carry some stuff. But now, because of machines and equipment, animals don't have to do that. So those machines have helped people or farmers. Most modern animal farms raise one kind of animal for sale. A dairy farm raises cattle that give large amounts of milk. A dairy farmer is not likely to raise sheep or hogs too. So nowadays, farms only have one kind of farm animal. So a farm might have just cattle, or a farm might just have cows, or just chickens. Farm animals are also called domestic animals or livestock. Farmers have raised domestic animals for thousands of years. Domestic animals are much tamer than wild cousins or wild animals. They are used to being around people. So domestic animals are tamed. Can you say that word? Tamed. That means they're more friendly. You can pet them, you can touch them, and you can feed them. And they're not so harmful, just like the zoo animals or those wild animals you see at the jungle or at the zoo. These are more friendly. That's why they're called domestic. The most common farm animals are cattle, horses, sheep, hogs, chickens, and turkeys. A few farmers in North America raise goats, donkeys, rabbits, mules, ducks, geese, and guinea fowl. Farmers raise many breeds of each kind of farm animal. Each breed is a little different than the others. The Holstein breed of dairy cattle, for example, gives more milk than other cattle breeds. So this type of cattle gives us more milk. You know the fresh milk you get from the cafeteria? We get it from these cows or this cattle. And then the milk you get from the grocery, those milk or that milk, that kind of milk, the fresh milk, we also get from this kind of cattle. Cattle. So some cattle look different than the others. This one has what? Horns, right? Many dairy cattle are raised on small family-owned farms. Most cows on dairy farms are female. Female cows give us milk and cream. Milk and cream can be made into butter, ice cream, cheese, and yogurt. So most farms would have female cows because they give us more milk. And yes, we get our cheese, our yogurt, our ice cream from milk. Most beef cattle are raised on big ranches in Florida or the West. Beef cattle are used for meat. So cows and cows don't just give us milk, they also give us meat. And this meat is called the beef. Everyone say beef. That's the kind of meat you use for making your hamburgers, your steak, your sausage, and all those other meat products or beef products. So from cows and cattle, we get beef and milk. Ooh, what is that again? You're right, that's a horse. Horses, before cars and tractors, people needed horses. People rode horses from place to place. So before, they're used as what? They're used to ride up. People ride on horses because they didn't have tractors, right? People rode horses from place to place. Draft horses plowed the fields and pulled wagons and sleighs. Farmers today raise horses mostly to ride for fun. A few farmers still use draft horses to pull or plow. Draft horses are heavier than riding horses. They have stronger, thicker legs too. So they're big horses. But this one, I guess, is just a regular horse. This is the one that you can ride on. So some fairs, during the summer, they're county fairs and they have horses that people can ride. You pay a little amount, or sometimes they have it for free. You get to ride horses. But look how gorgeous this horse is. All white. We usually see black and brown horses, right? This is a special one. Ooh, what is that? I know you know this one. And I told you this has a special or a different name. They're called hogs. See? Hogs. Farmers raise hogs for their meat. Bacon and ham are two of the meat products from hogs. So you get your meat from the hogs, and it's called pork. Now the pork is used for making your bacon and your ham. Farmers raise hogs in pens, either indoors or outdoors. Pigs outdoors like to stay in mud pools. They also like to poke their snouts into soil to find food. So see, it's not gross. That's how pigs are. They really poke their snouts there, and then they try to get their food in the mud. Okay? See the snout over there? But this one is a resting hog or a resting pig. Hogs eat mostly corn and grain, as most farm animals do. So this one eats corn and grain. The grain, they get it from big stores where they get their supplies for the farm animals. But most farm animals would eat grass too, just like the cows and the goat. You remember this one? I made a clue. I gave you a clue. And I said, this animal makes a bad sound. Sheep and goats. Sheep are raised for both meat and wool. Wool is the thick, warm hair that covers the sheep. This one, the wool, Yes, we get the wool from the sheep, and the wool is used for making your jackets, your thick jackets, or your thick coats. The furry ones, that's the wool from the sheep. Mother sheep are called, look at this, it's E-W-E-S. Some people would read it as eos, but it's actually read as you, like you. You. So the female sheep is called a ewe. Their babies are called lambs. For baby sheep, they're called lambs, okay? And they sometimes have twins or triplets. So the ewe, or the mommy sheep, doesn't only give birth to one lamb. Sometimes it's two, so that's a twin, and then 3 triplets. Goats are close cousins of the sheep. Most North American goat farmers raise goats for milk and goat cheese. Young goats are called kids. You heard it right. The baby goat is called a kid. So 1 kid, many kids. And we get goat cheese and goat milk from them. Some people like it. Ooh. Do you know what this is? You're right. When I said gobble gobble, you knew it was a turkey. So this is the farm animals called poultry. Birds raised on farms are called poultry. The most common kinds of poultry in North America are chickens and turkeys. Turkeys are the biggest farm birds. They sometimes weigh more than 40 pounds. We've seen big turkeys, right? Especially during Thanksgiving, right? Farmers raise chickens for meat and the eggs they lay. Turkeys, ducks, and geese are raised for meat alone. So chickens, we don't only get the chicken meat from them, but of course we get our eggs. But most of these animals are farm animals, like the turkeys, the ducks, and the geese. We only get meat from them. Ducks and geese, yes, some people eat the meat from the ducks and the geese. Maybe they just taste like chicken, right? Ooh, what is that? Family of chickens, but this one is the male one. And what sound does it make early in the morning? Cock-a-doodle-doo. But you know, in reality, it's not cock-a-doodle-doo, right? I wonder what the sound is. I don't know. Okay, so that's the rooster. And these are what? Are these ducks or geese? We saw this one at the playground. We have a lot of these at the playground. They're called the geese, right? There are how many? There are 2. 1, 2. So you say geese. But if there's only one, you say goose. 1 for goose and geese for 2 or more. Now, what's the difference between the geese and the duck? Do you remember? Geese have longer necks. And that's the end. Did you learn a lot from this big book called Farm Animals? Which one is your favorite? We saw a lot of farm animals here, but which one is your favorite? Think about it and tell your mommy or your sister or brother or whoever is beside you. Okay, you ready? So after reading this big book or listening to this big book called Farm Animals, I want you to do something with mommy or daddy. I know you have paper at home. It doesn't have to be white paper. Whatever paper you have at home, that will do. So I want you to draw your favorite farm animal from this book. Draw your favorite animal, and then you can also label it. So for example, I have my paper here. Let's erase this one. And this is what you're going to do with your paper. You don't have to write theme animals, okay? And you can write your name though. Write your name on your paper. So let's say, what's my name? Remember, I told you my first name, right? So Mrs. Mendoza's first name is Mona Lisa. I'm going to write that because I'm going to see your name on your paper. Then I asked you to draw your favorite farm animal. Which of the farm animals we saw in the big book is your most favorite? I think my most favorite is this one. It doesn't have to look perfect as long as you try, okay? As long as you try. Now, what did Mrs. Mendoza draw? I drew a picture of a pig. It's my most favorite from the ones I saw here. Now, in this story, or in this big book, the pig has a different name, the female ones. We heard, or we learned, that the pig is also called a hog. Hog. Not hug, hog. Look at my mouth, hog. So help Mrs. Mendoza spell the word hog. Remember, when you draw something, you can label it. Label means you write the name of the picture, or you write something about your picture or your illustration. So I illustrated a pig or a hog. Now I'm going to label it with hog. Help Mrs. Mendoza spell the word hog. Do the touchdown. Beginning, middle, and end. What's the beginning letter? You're right, it's the letter H. So let's write H. What's the middle sound? Great, that's the letter O. Oopsie, can't see that. Oops. And the last letter, hog, hog. What's the ending sound, or what's the last letter? It's the letter G. So now we're going to blend. Hog. Faster now. Hog. See? That's how you label your picture. So I'm going to hold it so you can see better. This is my illustration, or my picture of a hog. Then I labeled it. Try your best. It's okay if you can't spell the word correctly, as long as you try. I want to see if you can label your picture with letters. Make use of sounds, okay? So that's your assignment, and it's on Google Classroom. On classwork, Mommy and Daddy will help you take a picture of your work using their iPhone or their phone, and then they're going to upload it and submit it on Google Classroom. Under classwork, find the assignment that says farm animals, okay? It's uploaded already, so you can start doing your work. So that's your assignment for farm animals. Now, this is not the only day we're going to read this story called, or the big book called Farm Animals. We're going to reread it, and we're going to look at some pages again, and we'll talk about certain or particular animals or farm animals. So keep on checking Google Classroom. I'll see you again, okay? Bye.